Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Ronacraft Season 2. This is episode 10 and I got a few things planned for this episode. Starting off right here, right across from the bakery, I want to start working on more of the industry side of the village. And right here, I wanted to put a dual layer kind of studio apartment building. And of course, we're going to do this in the form of a time lapse. So let's just kick off this episode. Oh, it seems like there's somebody back there. Of building up a dual layered studio apartment complex. Alright, jumping out of the time lapse, and I did do some terraforming as well to match up with the rest of the industrial section of the village. Let's just go ahead and take a fly over here, and we now have this building right here. And of course, we do have a little marked stand in the front. However, I don't really know if we're gonna have to actually put anything selling here, because we already had the pork chop one over there, so I don't really know what's gonna go here yet. But if you come in here, we have like a little entrance here with a staircase. Right in here, we have the first interior, which is just the first room. Got the bathroom back there, and then, yeah, that's pretty much it. You got a closet here, and then, you got the sink, the oven, and then the fridge there, and then all your storage needs. And then you come upstairs, and you get the other apartment, which is kind of flipped around compared to downstairs. So you have your closet here, you have bedside storage, sink, oven, fridge, and then, the normal storage as well. So yeah, I really like how this build came out. And then now for the rest of the episode, we can start slowly working on that build right there, which, as you see, I left the implant out for the floor. And then this one I actually haven't designed yet, but I do know what's going here. All right, so now we can hop into the Nether because we have teamed up with the newest member of the server to make a little gold farm, I guess you could say. So he went ahead and he built the gold farm. And what I'm going to be doing is building up the piglin bartering farm to go alongside this. And of course, I'm assuming you've seen this farm before. You whack one of the zombified piglins and then, they come in, but it looks like they're already after me. I don't know why. Hello. I'm gonna fly away from you. I think they still remember because I was just at it, just testing it out a little bit because I kind of forgot how these work. What we're going to be doing right now is building up the piglin bartering farm. So first thing we need to do is head down and find a nether wastes. I'm going to do this really quickly off camera, try to find the closest one, and then I'll come back. All right, so I found the Crimson Forest, which is actually right here, so I did mark it with this. So now what we have to do is I've already put together a box for us, and we just have to start laying out a little bit of a stone platform for us to try to spawn some piglins in. However, now that I'm thinking about it right now, this should be like one of the last things that we do is get the piglins in. First thing we should do is probably get like some spots set up for these guys. All right, so I've crafted up pretty much what the main part that we're gonna need besides the sorting part. And we pretty much, you can kind of see what we're gonna need. We're gonna need some redstone. We're gonna need, of course, some chests, some hoppers. We need 5 repeaters, 5 comparators. Now, the amount of repeaters and comparators you have is depending on the amount of piglins that you actually put in there. And then of course we're going to need a building block and then some glass as well so we can see inside of the farm. And then of course redstone torches and some warp trap doors to match with the blue theme. So now let's get started on actually building the thing. Of course we're going to do this a little bit in the sky, that way we don't have to worry about the storage being a problem. Alright, so first thing that we want to do is just go ahead and lay down a hopper line, and then on some of these hoppers, we'll start off right here, we'll place one hopper going up, and then we'll skip over one and do the same until we've gone up about 5 times. Now that we've done this, we can go ahead and place some wool right here, and then place some comparators on top. That way we can see that the comparators are going to be looking for anything inside of these hoppers, because then if we place something in the hopper, this will activate. Now we need to go ahead and place another block right next to the comparator like this, and then place some redstone torches on top. So pretty much what's going to happen here is that when the comparator detects something, it will turn this torch off. And then what we want to do is we want to place another block on top of each one of these torches. And then I am not realizing that I did forget to show the piston and the dropper as things that we will also need. So first things first, place the droppers right here. And then now we can start layering in the glass underneath these droppers. And then for now, what we can do is just place a piece of glass on top of these hoppers, just as a little bit of a temporary block. That way we can start building around the blocks. That way it'll make little pods for the piglins to stand in. And then after that, we can go ahead and break the glass. All right, so now it comes with the more trickier part on getting the piglins in here. But first, we have to go ahead and, oh, I didn't mean to fall on that. Anyway, but first we need to go ahead and place our trapdoors inside of the farm. That way this will give something to block the items from getting caught on the hopper. All right, so now would be the time to get our piglins in here. So what we're going to do right now is just go ahead and make a little bit of a way to get up there. And then just like that, we just build a staircase coming up here, and then we can get an area for these guys to fall into. But first of all, we need to actually get some of these guys spawning in. So let's go ahead and grab our stone. We'll head over here because we are in the Crimson Forest. So we can now just build a platform for them to start spawning on. Something like this should work. So now all we have to do is fly up in the air, and then hopefully we'll get something spawning down here eventually. That's 4 guys named. Let's try to get these guys up here all at once. This is going to be a little difficult. Let me try to get some boats maybe to get these guys in. Let me see what I can do. We got 4 right now. This is really good. I need quick crafting. Oh no, this is not good. These guys are named. These guys are not going to disappear, but I still want to put them in boats. I need food. Let's fly. Let's not fly. Food, eat. Get boat. Place. 1, 2, cool. All right, let's bring this guy over here. And this way. You get attached. Boat. Why didn't the boat? Okay, so now that we have all of these guys trapped in, we need to bring them up. So first thing we're going to do is just break this, and then of course we're going to need that boat again. So let's grab this, put one of them in the boat, and this guy we're going to bring all the way up. We're just going to have him chase us all the way up to the top, and we'll put him probably in the backmost spot. So let's just see, will he come up here on the zone? Yes, he will. All right, so now we just have to go up here. Let's hope he doesn't catch up. I don't think he is. So we'll just make our way up here, and then I'm going to try to go to the backmost one and then stand like right here. Oh, he lost sight of me. Come on, buddy. Right above you. Oh, no, don't go down. Don't go down. What are you doing? Buddy. Hey. Gotta come up this way. Also, what I don't like is I'm hearing the gas blow us, and it's really scaring me. There he comes. Come on, buddy. Go around. There you go. Keep coming. Keep it coming. Go a little slower in this section, so he'll keep an eye on me. I'll stand right here. Will he fall in? Will he fall in? Nope, he will just fall off and die. So, luckily, we have one piglin for a kind of a failsafe here, so let's just go ahead. Oh, I don't want to block that off, actually. So hopefully what we'll try is we'll do this, and this will block them off from walking into there. So pretty much they'll see me walk through this way, and what I'll do is I'll put a trapdoor right there. So I'll be able to stand here. He'll try, but he won't be able to. So let's go ahead and try this on the next guy. Only problem is this is going to be a crossbow one, and these are typically a little bit harder to bring because they try to shoot you. And when they're loading their crossbow, they will, you know, do that and they won't move. So you have to let them shoot you. Then you gotta go a little farther sometimes. These guys are a little finicky. Let's bring this guy all the way over here first. I feel like they've got like some sort of like the skeleton AI where they kind of like strafe around. I think that's the correct word for this. He's gonna lose sight of me. He's got to come up here though. There we go. All right, so what we're going to do is break this. We'll put a piece of glass right here, and then we will go ahead and we'll put a piston right there, and then grab a button, and we're just going to push the block into there because technically we can't place a piece of glass there because of where the piglet's head is. All right, there we go. That was one of the guys in there safely. So now let's go ahead, and I'm just going to go ahead and get all the other ones in, that is, and then I'll come back. All right, so now that all the piglins are in, I'm now realizing that I did actually miss a step. So if we go ahead and we place a block right here, and we just come right in here along with this redstone torch, and all we have to do is place a repeater right here. This is just pretty much going to make us able to just start the farm. Now I'm thinking we should probably actually start from the other direction. So let's go ahead and make it point in that direction. And then now we just have to come through and place this in on every single one. So pretty much now what we're gonna be able to do is place a button right here. And right now you're probably gonna hear all of these droppers fire as soon as the button comes back out. Well, never mind. Actually, you don't. I've just remembered that my resource pack actually mutes this. But what we can do is just go ahead and put an oak log in this first one, and then you can actually see it dispense the oak log right there. So now that we have that system working, what we can now do is start working on the storage system. Now, for this, we can just have this line continuing going out, or we can send it down. In this case, I'm thinking we should just all keep this on the same layer. That way, the chests and everything, it'll just all be relatively the same. The chests are just going to be a little bit lower as well. So what we're going to start off by doing is just going out however many blocks that are bartered by piglins. So pretty much we are going to be needing 12 things to sort here, being the list that is currently on the screen. You can pause if you want to, but I'm not really going to say them out loud because it's a decent sized list. And there's a few things that we're not really going to be sorting, like ender pearls, because I mean, if we need ender pearls, we can go to the enderman farm and there's just a ton there. However, for some of these, like the gravel and the blackstone, we are going to want to do a too long. So pretty much we're going to have to extend it by another block. So in this case, we're going to do 14 little segments of this. So pretty much from right here, we're going to count out 14 blocks. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And then of course, we're going to have a little block at the end. And then we're just going to run our hoppers all the way through. And then the next thing that we're going to want to do is place these composters on top just to help with server lag, you know, because the composters are going to stop these hoppers from trying to see things from above, because instead they're going to be trying to pull out of the composter. All right, I actually just extended this by 1 to give us room to add in a spot just for pretty much the random stuff. So that's where like the bottles will go. The ender pearls will get put there, but we'll also get things like the Soul Speed 3 books, which is going to be the biggest thing that's going to be coming out of there, as well as fire resistance potions. But now we have to come in here and go 1 layer down and place in another layer of blocks, because this is going to be the start of our auto sorting system. Then what we can do is we can take out all of these blocks underneath now, because these are not going to be needed to place this next set of hoppers. So the first thing that we want to do is place in these comparators like this. Now what we can do is extend this entire layer by 1 block. And then we have to start making a certain shape with this as well. So I'm just going to make the shape and then I will come back and show you what it looks like. All right, so this is the kind of shape that you're going to want to have. I don't really know how to describe it, but it's kind of like a 3 arrow type shape and then 2 blocks coming off of it as well. Kind of looks like a little bit of a check mark with a little bit of a boulder part at the end, I guess you could say. But now right here, we're going to head and place down all of our repeaters right here. And then we can go ahead and place another layer of wool right on top. And then to top it off, we will place redstone on top of every single wool block on top. If you haven't seen this type of auto sorting system, I will leave a link in the description to the design for this. It is by Impulse SV, and it's a very generic one. I believe probably almost every Minecraft YouTuber will use this. And then the final thing that we have to do is come in here with our redstone torches and place them on the block right underneath the comparators. Then we can come in with hoppers and place the hopper when it's facing into the comparator. Now for the last one, it doesn't really matter, so we can just have this guy facing down. Okay, so now we have to go ahead and put in another layer of hoppers below this, and now we can start layering in the chests. So we just come in right here and we can start placing in the chests like this. Now as for how we're going to do these chests, I'm thinking that we go probably about 4 down. And then just in case something fills up into a whole chest, we can go ahead and put it in a shulker box. Okay, so now that we have the storage put in, I even put in some item frames at the bottom showing pretty much what's going to be there, as well as I also layered in the hoppers in the back. So pretty much what we're going to be doing now is going ahead and grabbing a block. In this case, we'll probably use the light blue wool. And we're just going to name this. I like just naming it filter just because it makes it easy. And then we have to go up to the top and go into the hoppers that are facing into the comparators and place the filter block into these 4 sections. And then we just pretty much have to do this for all of them. All right, now that they're all filled, now what's going to be going in the first slot is whatever you're going to be putting there. So like, for example, this hopper right here is going to be having nether brick. So I'll just put a piece of nether brick there, and then it'll be starting to sort this. It won't start going down until there is at least 41 nether bricks in this slot right here. So now I'm going to get all of these put in. All right, I've gone ahead and filled these all up. And as you see like right here, this is currently sitting at 41, which is meaning that there are some things down in these chests now. But now what we have to do is create the input to put the gold inside of these droppers. And I'm just going to do this off camera. And then I'm going to come back, and I'm probably even going to AFK for a little while as well. All right, I got it all done, and I went through a bit of a little AFK session, just doing one full chest full of gold. And I did have to change up the way that the piglins get their gold, mainly because if they threw out like one of like the boots or the like books that aren't stackable, then it would not actually send the next gold to the piglin. So I went online onto YouTube and I searched up a little bit. And this is a design by Ronacraft right here. And then I also added another like section up on top, so I don't have to manually input the gold, and the minecart will just go ahead and go across constantly. And then we'll just hit this button in the front, and then the whole machine will start. So pretty much a gold will be spit out onto this pressure plate, and because it's on soul sand, the piglins can pick it up. And then as soon as it picks it up and this pressure plate goes back up, then the redstone torch will fire the dropper again, making another gold be on top of the pressure plate until another one picks it up. And then it's just in a constant loop until it's out of gold. But as of for the first AFK session, we got a decent amount of pretty much everything. Some things a little bit less because, you know, it's not all the same drop rate. And it looks like also for the magma cream and glowstone, we haven't gotten any. Because if I go up here and look into that chest or into these hoppers, you can see we only have one in each. So what we'll probably do is add a second one for the gravel and for the blackstone, and we'll just move the quartz over. As if for everything else though, we have been slowly trickling in a bit of every single one. And what I'm also excited about is the iron, because now we have a very slow iron farm. And then of course we do also have access to soul speed 3 now. However, I already have that on my boots, so don't really need to worry about that. And now that I'm also looking at that, we have already gotten into the third chest right here, so we need to come up with a way for this to be spat out. So let me just get that done really quick. It's going to be pretty simple. All we have to do is have a comparator looking into a dropper, and then just firing the dropper whenever it gets a signal through the comparator. All right, so a machine like this will work. So it's, like I said, just a comparator looking into this dropper, and then adding some redstone here and some redstone there along with this repeater is just making it so anytime that this dropper detects something, it will shoot it out into the fire. So now we can go ahead and call this farm 100% complete. So let's head back to the base. All right, I know I said we would be working on the game today for a majority of the episode, and we will be working on the game. However, there's something else that I want to do first. So if we come into here, into the general store that is, and we have a lot of extra empty slots here. And if you remember in the last episode, I said that we would be filling part of these or some of these today. And to do that, we are going to be filling it with logs. To be specific, the 6 types of logs besides the nether woods. And then of course, when 1.19 comes out, which will probably be in the next episode, then we will supply that as well in here. So now let's go ahead and we're going to hop into a montage of building up a 5 type wood tree farm. And then, of course, I'll just go off camera to mine the 6th type, which is going to be dark oak, because this farm cannot farm dark oak. But I will come back once I have everything ready, including a box for every single type of wood. Okay, did some AFKing and got a decent amount of wood, at least 1 box full of each type. So now let's just go ahead and bring this into actual shulker box form. All right, there we go. 1 full box of every type of wood besides dark oak. So really quickly, I'm just gonna go through and just chop some dark oak trees. We got some there and we got some also on the other side of the ocean. So I'm just gonna farm up enough for a box and then I'll be back. All right, got the last box of dark oak, so now we can come in here and start stocking. All right, got everything put in here, and I did put prices in here, But I'm also going to put the prices on the item frames as well, just because that is what everything else is going with as well. So just like that, we now are selling logs in here for 1 diamond per 2 sacks. So now I'm going to go ahead and inform everybody in Discord that you can now buy logs here. But now let's finally start going to work on the game. And actually, I want to do one more thing before we go work on the game, which will only take us a little bit. And that is just check the stock on the shops. And if you look, yep, pizza made a few sales. Let's see, totems, yep, made a few sales there. And we no longer have rockets there. Nothing there, nothing there. Oh, and actually, no, we did make some slime sales. Now let's check our new rockets box. And it does look like this is catching on and we're selling more rockets. Check grass, we made a sale there, all right. We made 3 sales here. And here, get 2 sales and then 1 sale. We just made a full stack and 26 diamonds. This is the most that we've ever gotten out of 1 run at the shop here. And just to confirm, that is a full 10 diamond blocks that we can add. So we now have 24 diamond blocks, which is honestly pretty good for me. All right, now seriously, let's go work on the game. All right, so now we have to pay attention to the game because I said we were going to make some work on it in this episode, and we are. So pretty much what I'm going to say is every once in a while, we'll grab 2 boxes of stuff, and then we'll pretty much use almost all of it and put this together. So without further ado, let's just jump into a time lapse, which is going to be a little difficult because, you know, we're going in a hill here, but, you know, we're still going to do it. So let's just jump into a time lapse of building up the at least entrance and the first introduction area for the game. Got the entrance done, and now we can just walk right in here, and you can see that I've made some spots for beds and a chest to put your stuff, and then of course a lectern that's going to explain what the game is about, but that is not going to go in until we are pretty much done with the game. And then there's this tunnel right here that you can follow down, and then this is going to be the entrance to the first section. So you come over here, there'll be a book explaining what the first section is going to be about, and then there's also going to be a barrel which is going to contain what you need for the first section, which of course I'm not going to reveal yet. That'll be in the next episode when we complete the entirety of section 1. But yeah, and I really like this design that I used. I used some end rods here to offer some lighting as well as hiding the amethyst in the walls and ceiling, and it just looks pretty cool. But for now, that's going to have to go ahead and end off this video. In the next episode, we will have 1.19, so we will be going on an adventure with the Warden. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll see you all in the next one. But goodbye.